Kasiyano Saab, I am the verse nature created, El Amir Ka Ele Sakwo. I am the most beautiful student of law and of nature, and I am your son in reflection. Kasiyano Saab translates to, I am the light of the sun. I am the sun in your reflection, and I am the son of the great mothers. I am the son of the great fathers. I am the son of the great elders. I am the son of the noble ones, the original beings, the original inhabitants of North, South, and Central America. I am an American. Yamase, Kitkitish, Ogapa, Muskogee, Tuscarora, Algonquin, Angihanwe Niha, of the Nahabe peoples. That is where I ascend from. This is where I ascend from. The cardinal points of the direction that I ascend from are east, west, north, and south, because I inwardly and outwardly understand and overstand that I am east of all things, west of all things, north of all things, and south of all things at all times. So there is no past, present, or future except for now. The only existence of the present is the now. And I greet you, beautiful people, you beautiful, original, copper-colored, golden race of people. I greet you from the realm of our ancestors, from the realm of our great mothers, from the realm of our great fathers, from the realm of our great elders, from the realm of the noble peoples. Today's day, this day, truly I appreciate you again for listening to another episode of El's Verse, because you could have been doing many other different things. And I truly, humbly appreciate you. A few questions, a few statements, a bit of boldness in a sense. Where in the Constitution does it mention a democracy? Where in the North Continent of America's Republic Constitution does it mention any form of any democracy? The answer to that easily is it doesn't exist, because this is not a democracy. And you are the real people, the golden race, the copper color, indigenous, aboriginal, original, autochthonous beings. You are God in flesh. You are God in spirit. You are God in all things. And in every sacred literature, in every sacred song, every text, every glyph on every wall has described you, the original golden race of people, as God. So God is not defined or reconditioned into a construct of public policy, or even private policy for that matter, in the sense of commerce and contracts. You cannot rule over God. You have dominion on this earth. And so the way in which we have to govern ourselves is self-governance, self-law, all law. And I'll say all law is all will, and all will is all law. And so you can transliterate that into anything you think, but all will is all law, and all law is you, from nature, from the self-source center of all things, being original from the soils of this earth, not just these two continents, not just across the river on either side of anywhere. You are the original of this planet, Earth. You are the original of the first thought that was ever conceived from your mothers and your fathers. You are the greatest exact example of every single father that is in your blood and in your water. You are the greatest exact example of all of your mothers' mothers who have ever existed from all time and for all time. So discover and rediscover and reclaim exactly who you are. You are God in all things. You are God in all nature, and you are God in all law. With that being said, I want to talk about, again, where in the Constitution on these two continents and in the central part, is there mentioned any form of any kind of democracy? where in the constitutions, where in the law. It's only public policy. It's only conjecture, trickery, sorcery. It's only commerce and contracts, okay? There are no public officials or representatives or people with something important in front of their names or something important after their names that call you correctly by your name. These titles that we go by with Black and Negro and African American, African, Puerto Rican, Indian, white, and so on and so forth are commerce contractual agreements based on a form of public policy called democracy, because they have robbed you of your birthright. They have robbed you of your inheritance. They have robbed you of your true title and your claim to this land. The land is titled after the blood of the people. The land is titled after the name of the people. The land is claimed by the blood of the people. So who are these imposters that you keep voting for, that you keep putting and electing and appointing into offices? Who are these people? These people are imposters, tricksters, sorcerers, and posers, as well as squatters and dwellers in your own homeland. We have a number of people who were assassinated, murdered, hidden from existence, that have already told you that you are not Black, Negro, African American, or colored. You are not any of these social constructs that they have made up in language. So rediscover your language. The most important thing that you could ever do in life, as well as death, because death doesn't even exist, but the most important thing that you could ever do is to learn your mother tongue so that you don't dream in a language foreign to your law or your nature, if you choose to sleep. Because when you sleep, your body is at rest. And when at rest, your body is repairing itself from the subconscious to the conscious. So all the bullshit that you've been inundated with in the daytime, in your awareness, your subconscious, when you rest, is repairing it. The vessel that you carry your spirit in, the vessel that you carry your mind in, the vessel that you carry your physicalness in. So with all of that, again, there are no public officials, representatives, governors, district attorneys, or any other people with something important in front of their name or after their name that speak on land title, natural inheritance, and your particular birthright. Why is that? Question that. Your quest, is interesting because questions. It's a quest ion. It's an ion on a quest. Your proton, neutron, electrons, all of the biomatter, the dinomibonucleic acid that makes up the you, inside of the you and outside of the you, is actually on a quest to figure out and to assimilate to what is truth. And there are no rights except for truth. And the truth is, you are noble, you are just, you are true of fact, true of claim, right of claim, and you have the right of claim. And so your right of claim is the soils of this land, not any green paper with somebody else's ancestors on it, not any other constructed, amalgamated policy to get you to figure out some bullshit that's not even really yours. These people, and what I mean by these people is the people not of the golden race, copper-colored race of people. These people are imposters, squatters, dwellers, and foreigners to your land, speaking a foreign language on your land, even though your ancestors have created every single language that exists in existence. Your ancestors have created every essence of every utterance that is spoken on this earth. So it is yours to claim. However, do not be deceived by these tricksters, these sorcerers, these so-called rulers and governors. Do not be controlled and fooled and bamboozled into believing into the policies of these presidents and these office holders and these appointees. These people need to be ousted from their offices immediately because of your birthright, because they do not speak truth. There is no candidate that will tell you to take up arms against this tyrannical government. But what I say is, take up arms in your own defense by your own means and by your means necessary. Your means necessary. So whatever figurative imagination that you can think of, whatever is in your figurative imagination to think of as far as the defense of your family, your loved ones, your property, your being, and your essence, do it. Do it now. Protect yourself, because these people are not playing games. These people are not playing any kind of semblance of your song, and your song is eternal. You are the first verse of the first thought that has ever existed in this universe of thought. You are the greatest exact example of all of your fathers who have ever existed. You are the greatest exact example of all of your mothers who have ever existed for all time. And so you are noble. So in this now time present claim, they have created a nobility clause. Look it up. They have created ways in which to disenfranchise from you and from your inheritance. Look it up. They've created things like the House Joint Resolution 192 that tells everybody that this land is broke with regard to the currency that they're using. But you control the currency. The people are the currency, but do not be spent in their commerce. Do not be spent and turned based on something that looks well. These are tricks of the trade, but you are not to be traded. You are God and God alone. And so being God, know that you are God, and know that you are not black, you are not Negro, you are not African American, you are not colored. Even Africans ain't African. Africans, there is 54 to 55 different nation states on the continent of what they call Africa. They have a nationality. There are more nations here in the North and South continents of America, but they have disenfranchised you from that claim. They've placed it in books and hidden those books and sold them to you in degrees, sold them to you in scholastic abilities. They've sold this to you in bullshit through commerce. Claim your title. Go find who you are. Discover what you are, where you are, when you are, why you are, and how you are. For all time. Because your children depend upon it. Your children have the fact to know. They have the law to know that in you is God. So they derive and ascend from God. They are part and parcel to God, God's claim, God's land, God's law, and God's title. Be that for them and yourself, so that you don't be tricked and bamboozled and fooled by these sorcerers who have disguised themselves as magistrates, as judges, as rulers, as governors, as viziers, and all these other titles that they have placed upon themselves. You are noble first. Look up the nobility clause and why it's important to you. Look up House Resolution 33 and the significance of how they constructed the Constitution based on the original peoples. Look up House Joint Resolution 192. Look up 8 United States Code 1101 Alpha 21. Talks about nationals. You are the national. You are nationally inherited to this land. But these squatters and these dwellers and these mixed, amalgamated, angry people have taken your inheritance, and it's time for you to take it back. So be well within, be well without, be well in love, be well in the self first. Then make your claim. Then make your title. You have everywhere to go from here. Ashe?